This PGA Championship Picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Edge Boost, the bank account built for better. Sign up today at edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN and get a $25 matching deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Naira Bets. Claim your $200 deposit match bonus today at nyrabets.com/SGPN200. Promo code SGPN200.
Hey, this is John Smoltz, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
You look very sharp, Sean.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a. Look at this. I think you can see that. Oh, here you go.
Here, let me just maybe stand up a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. Got my Masters polo on
Really?
for the PGA
I didn't know you
Championship
went to
preview.
Augusta.
No, I didn't. But our buddy, your cousin, my pal, cousin Mush, sent us two nice Master polos, and maybe I'll wear them one day out on the round. But I figured I don't know when I'm gonna. It felt foolish to wait to wear them until next Masters, so why not throw them on now?
I feel like a golf shirt's a little bit like a NASCAR or a racing shirt, where it feels a little weird to like wear it as a jersey. It's obviously very similar, right? It's kind of like a jersey, but you don't wear it in the same way as a jersey. I don't know.
So when do you wear a golf shirt?
Well, like a golf shirt, you wear it golfing.
Okay.
But like a commemorative golf shirt is a little weird, because then it's like you're wearing the jersey of the Masters while you're playing golf.
Wow, Ryan.
You're not a master.
Ryan, you're very insulting to your cousin Mush's gift.
I like the gift.
Oh, but you just don't want to wear it?
I'm just breaking down what I'm thinking about. When is the appropriate
So when are you
time
gonna wear it?
I don't know. Could be for the Masters show next year. Could, maybe on the course.
He loves the gift, cousin Mush. And we had to deal with FedEx not being here when we dropped it off. Ryan, your cousin suffered so much to get us these nice polos, and you, Disgraziad, don't even wear it to our nice show.
What do you mean? I'm wearing a golf pullover,
wearing a t-shirt,
a quarter zip. I'm wearing a Man in the Box shirt.
Okay.
Actually, but
hey, if you want a Man in the Box shirt, SGP hat, DGens only gear, maybe some Golf Gambling Podcast gear, all of it, everything in the merch store, 20% off when you use the promo code DGens. Getting that going. We're going to be joined by the Golf Gambling Podcast guys here in just a couple minutes. Before we get going, though, I feel like we have to talk a little bit about the basketball. Knicks came back, got the win. Jason Tatum done for a long time.
Well, the Superman commercials suggest maybe he'll be back for the next game.
It's worse than the Madden cover.
It seems,
as far as jinxes.
I don't want to. It's going to be taken the wrong way, because I'm already seeing people on social media saying it's disgusting that people are cheering for injury here. I know people are celebrating a win. Relax. Yeah. It's not all about Jason Tatum, but he did choose to be part of an ad campaign where he played Superman that got released this round. Yeah, if you were an athlete, would you tempt fate by playing Superman?
It didn't work out for Dwight Howard, who I know you were a massive fan of, Ryan, on and off the court.
Another great tie to the Knicks, of course. So maybe the last great dunk contest with him and Nate Robinson.
Who else leaned in? There's another NBA guy that leaned into the whole Superman thing.
What do you mean, Shaq?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. Yeah, it was Shaq, and then and he had beef with Dwight Howard because Shaq dubbed himself the original Superman. It worked out for Shaq. Did not work out. I don't think for Dwight Howard.
You know he likes the naming rights.
He does. All right. I see the chat is lit.
Well, hold on. We got to say a couple more things about the NBA. One, how anyone watches it on a full-time basis is beyond me. I'm convinced no one actually watches full games. These refs are out of control. I'm not even passionate right now. Being a Knicks fan I was burned years ago. And as far as a wagering element, I did have a money bag on Knicks to win by 3, but that's pretty much it. What a tremendously, and then what can review and what you can't review. What a horrible league. And then now what will be taken away from the Knicks is the fact that they actually beat the Celtics, and people will just remember it as Jason Tatum got hurt. That's why they won. So
Celtics in 7.
Boston, whatever they sold to come back and beat the Yankees in 2004, it's now cost them Jason Tatum and 2 Tom Brady Super Bowls.
Yeah,
and I'll throw in the Nick Foles one, even though I think that was probably an accident.
Oh, come on. Are you kidding me?
No, I mean, like, they sold the Boston sports paradigm, sold something to the devil in 2004. Look at some of the things that have happened to them since.
All right.
Pink hats, first of all.
What?
Pink hats.
Yeah.
They were the first franchise to push the fucking pink hat. Like, as if we're going to make any color we want for our fucking team's hat. Oh, you're pro pink hat?
I don't. If Boston fans
like
want to wear pink hats,
these pivotal moments in history that no one seems to see clearly. Anyway.
All right, I'm not as fired up about the pink hats from 15 years ago.
Look what it's become. You go to the store, you get a Dodger hat, any fucking color. It's Dodger blue. It's Dodger blue. Maybe have a black and white version. That's cool. Camo. But yeah, fucking every pastel color under the sun.
Brett's in the chat saying, "How bad did Tatum get hurt? I just bet Celtics to win the championship at 22-1.
Popped his Achilles almost certainly.
Yeah, he's done for the year. But in Brettster's point, Jaylen Brown won the MVP in the finals. There's a world where they could still win the championship.
Jaylen Brown looked like he saw a dead person when he saw Jaylen Brown grabbing his pink shoes. Speaking of colors,
maybe he jinxed it with the pink shoes.
No, the Superman bit was what jinxed it.
All right,
he acted as Superman. The metaphor is strong.
Yeah, don't tempt fate by claiming you're Superman. Joining us on the line from the Golf Gambling Podcast, our buddy Matt Gannon and Dom Cintorino or Cintorino. How do you pronounce your name again? Sorry,
Cintorino. You guys had it on the Masters show.
I was gonna say, Sean, you didn't have this. You felt good about it. Maybe we were doing more Italian talk back.
Yeah,
then.
that's what did it. Dom, what's happening? You're a Vikings fan. I was getting into it with Vikings fans today.
My God,
online.
I'm just saying, this is the happiest Sean's been in a while going after these Vikings. Fans.
I was fired up. Kay Adams said the Vikings are going to win the Super Bowl, and I said, well, I don't think it's likely because they have a rookie quarterback. And then, oh my God, he's not a rookie quarterback. I go, okay, well, he's a guy who hasn't played a snap in the NFL, and he's coming off of 2 knee surgeries. It's not 2 knee surgeries. It was 1 knee surgery, and then they used an injectable that was first reported as a second surgery, but then later corrected. And I go, okay, but yeah, I just don't see them winning the Super Bowl. Well, no one thought Jaden Daniels was going to be that good. And their defense is better. All you chodes said that Vikings were only going to win 6 games. We won 14 games.
Did someone bring up the word chode?
That's churd, something like that.
Chode is great. I mean, that's a great term.
I go, they're like, oh, and Brady, he had 3 snaps before he basically won a Super Bowl with no experience. I'm like, you guys are comparing yourself to like the craziest outlier scenarios.
For the record, JJ McCarthy's dad seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, he did.
Hung out with him.
We hung out with JJ McCarthy's dad. We got drunk with him. I think there's a world where he has a good rookie season, but expecting the Super Bowl is kind of crazy. Dom, where are you? I know we're here to talk golf, but we got to hit a little football. Where are you at with the Vikings going into the season?
I'm very excited. There's the roster top to bottom is pretty complete, but to your point, JJ McCarthy essentially is a rookie. I mean, he is a rookie, or he's in his first year coming off of an injury that was pretty serious. I mean, he spent time with O'Connell doing the game plan. He had the headset, so he prepped as much as he possibly could. But at the same time, it boils down to what the quarterback can do. I'm excited for him. Is it this year? Probably not. I'd love it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, my take was like, hey, he can have a good season. Yep. But still not like,
if they win the Super Bowl, you're in trouble. So.
I know. I almost have to bet Viking Super Bowl because I'll never be able to go online again if they somehow pull this off.
Just in case.
Joining us as well, Matt Gannon. Matt, how we doing? How has your golf gambling season been so far? What has been the one guy that has cashed you the most money in the golf gambling season so far?
Yeah, I have 2 hours this season on Ludwig and Sepp. Obviously, Sepp won last week, and Ludwig's an up-and-coming stud. But yeah, to continue the football chat, I'm here in Charlotte as a Panthers fan. I feel very at home right now. Like, a lot of the vibes are good, so this should be a good week for me. If I happen to hit an outright this week, I'm claiming it as a Panthers Super Bowl. So I guess we'll see what happens come Sunday afternoon.
So you're in on Bryce Young still, right?
I was never really in on Bryce Young. I was a Stroud guy through and through, like when it all went down. But I have some hope after last year. But to be honest, I'm really not in the NFL scene too much. I watch it here and there, but I'm just I don't know much. Like, I can't give you a recitation like Dom could. Dom knows his shit about the Vikings. I have partitioned myself away from being a Panthers fan more and more of late.
It's broken.
Maybe this week will get me back. Yeah, we'll see.
He might have been part of that silent protest down there for the Panthers a couple years back when they were trying to get Tepper out of there. I mean, unfortunately, they didn't get great attendance at the protest. So Panthers fans.
Well, I thought that was the whole point. The protest.
No, I know, but it was.
Well,
I think it. I don't think it worked as they expected it to. But I'm shamefully finding myself intrigued by the stupid fucking Panthers.
Really? You're going to be in on the Panthers, right?
It's not going to be the Falcons, and I doubt it's going to be the Saints team. I have to find a second team in the division outside of the Bucks. We'll see. Maybe I got to read Canalis's book about love, life, and relationships. Maybe that'll get me turned around.
Giving me hope.
Yeah, anyone who writes a book about being addicted to jerking off, a lot of questions about what what film study means to you.
Him taking the Charlotte job or the Carolina job is perfect. Imagine him taking the New York job.
You always wanted me to write a book. Good news, I wrote a book. You're not going to want to read chapter 9. There's some personal things in there. All right.
He literally printed out the whole, like, all right, I got in trouble. I just admit to having an addiction and go to rehab for 30 days.
Yeah, I guess it.
Oh, really? I got to sell a book book tour about me having a sex problem.
What's the most interesting part of your book? Okay, the thing everyone's going to talk about. All right, PGA Championship is taking place in Quail Hollow.
Oh.
Charlotte, North Carolina. I know we got a lot of SGPN out there in the North Carolina area.
Colby was gonna join us, but he's actually out with the fellas.
He's walking the grounds. He's got his yardage book. He's getting ready for the big tournament.
He left for Columbia when the majors come to town.
Dom, what are we looking for? What type of golfers should we be trying to either roster, DFS, bet on the outright? What's a big factor here for the PGA Championship at Quail Hollow?
Well, when it comes to majors, I'm always looking for someone in good form, but Quail Hollow specifically, we're looking for somebody who's long off the tee. So it's some driving distance off the tee in general, and then approach and around the green as well, because these are some smaller greens to hit. So that's basically it. I don't know if Matt has anything to add.
Yeah, Matt, what it sounds like, and the research I did, which was not a lot, and we rely on you guys. We will be doing DFS Idol. Ryan and I give out our golfers, and then you guys can grade what you think of them. But I lean into the idea. I read somewhere that they said, hey, you got to be able to hit the long ball to win this course. So I'm on the like the driving stats of PGA.com.
Oh, that's nice.
And was a baseline of my lineup. So Matt, besides driving distance, anything else we're looking for? It seems like PGA Championship maybe a little bit more open to some long shots compared to some of the other Masters.
Well, I mean, it's a course that Rory McIlroy has conquered 4 times and has 5 other top 10 finishes. So it's not rocket science. If you know anything about golf, anything about Rory, he's one of the best drivers to ever walk the earth. So being long and straight off the tee is a requirement around Quail Hollow. And outside of that, with the long shot thing, these PGA Championships are playing more like US Opens over the last 4 or 5 years. So it's kind of been like the top dogs winning. Yeah, sure, there could always be a guy in the mix, but PGA Championships used to be more of a long shot for how much a long shot could actually get in the mix. More of a long shot major, but they're really getting more tough as the years go on. And Quail Hollow is a course we see every single year. It's always a tougher PGA Tour stop, and they're going to trick it out a little bit more this week. So I expect at least 3 of those 4 top dogs to be in the conversation come Sunday.
I I mean, I don't want to tip my hand, Sean, but I agree. And my note from the Masters was less bets.
Okay.
You don't know what you're doing, so make less of them. And so I think we might be doing a single shot for the entire tournament this time. We'll see. We'll see. So far, I like what I hear from the from Matt and Dom in terms of validating my pick.
All right, let's get into our picks. Before we do, of course, shout out to Edge Boost, the first ever bank account built for bettors, ensuring all gambling transactions are approved, no usage fees, no minimums, earn cash back rewards, 100% approval on all betting deposits. Sign up today, edgeboost.bet with promo code SGPN. Deposit $25, and Edge Boost will match the deposit. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Naira Bets. The Preakness is just around the corner. There's no better time to get in on the action with Naira Bets. Sign up today using promo code SGPN200 and score a $200 deposit match bonus. Don't wait. Head to nyrabets.com/SGPN200 and claim your $200 deposit match bonus today. nyrabets.com/SGPN200. And of course, Underdog Fantasy. Great for the PGA Championship, NBA Pick'em. Really fun for the PGA Championship, especially if you miss getting in on some first round leader stuff. You can always hop in on that. You can get in live. Very, very fun. Highly recommend.
I did learn the mass. That was the one winning area for me. We smashed.
Underdog, yeah.
We smashed some of those. Day 2, day 3.
Very fun. And yeah, like if you played the first round leaders and you didn't hit any, Underdog's great to hop in live. It's tough to find live PGA stuff, and Underdog has a ton. Of course, go to underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN, get up to $1,000 in deposit credits. Underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN. Kramer, it's time for DFS Idol. We will present our 6 golfers. The judges, Matt and Dom, will judge, and we'll take it from there. Kramer, who's your first golfer? We'll start biggest salary to smallest.
They already talked up my guy, Rory.
Who's that? Rory. Okay.
Everything I read,
Chuck.
Can I tell you? You want me to tell you a little secret?
Sure.
I asked Grok. I said, Grok, if I was a golf content creator on X, who would I like this week in the PGA Championship? And I got basically it said Rory, and then so I looked into it, and it turns out Rory has bent this course over repeatedly, and he's also feeling good. He's got the pressure's gone, Sean. We talked about this after he won the Masters. So 12,200, not the most expensive guy on the board. That's Scotty. It sounds like Matt obviously he called him the greatest. The way that he said that he was the greatest driver of the golf ball or whatever he said was magical. I'll let you start, Matt. Obviously, we like Rory here. Will he be popular? I assume probably yes.
Yeah, I mean, this entire range will be popular, but the Bryson Love growing over the last 24 hours is getting kind of out of hand. So it's not going to be overwhelming chalk where it's you can't click them. But even then, if Rory was overwhelming chalk, you're going to have to have guys in your lineups that are chalky here and there. Like if the guy is 25% owned and he wins the golf tournament, you're going to need him in your lineup. So, and he surely can get it done here, but he'll have some ownership.
Dom, do you also like the man who was apparently NBC Sports called him the Quail Man last year? Dom, do you also like
the cartoon Doug? Wasn't that a superhero character?
I love AI. You also like Rory, Dom?
Yeah, I do, especially the savings you're getting off of Scheffler. I mean, they're both very similar when it comes to the odds board. I think Scheffler's going to be a lot less owned, but you have so much more you can do down the board if you take the $1,200 in savings and just roster Rory McIlroy.
Oh, sounds like I'm off to a great start, Sean. No pressure.
Kramer,
no pressure.
I'm sending you a thing to share of Quail Man. Because that's who you're choosing. I sent it in Slack.
Isn't that a great nickname?
I want no part of Quail Man. I understand as Matt mentioned, Bryson is catching some steam, but Bryson also crushes the golf ball. I will take Bryson as my chalky piece. 11,500. I know he's catching some love.
He's got a YouTube channel, Sean. Why are you promoting the enemy?
Guy loves a good workout. Dom, we got it. We got to have some Bryson love, right?
So on the show last night with Matt, Bryson was my guy. I just can't get away from him. He's playing great everywhere he goes.
Dom.
Should be able to dominate off the tee. I mean, even if his irons are off. He leads live in scrambling, obviously leads in driving distance. I think the savings there are also worth a look, and that's a great spot to start.
I don't like that.
Matt's
nice.
shaking his head. Matt, come on. We got someone. Also the narrative. A guy from Liv winning the PGA Championship. As content guys, we got to be rooting for chaos there, right? Also, what happened to Liv? Is Liv still a thing, Matt?
Yeah, Liv's still a thing. They haven't played in like 2 weeks, and they're not going to play for 2 more weeks. But I mean, Bryson was about an inch away from winning the PGA Championship last year at Valhalla. And I mean, everything Dom said is correct, but you have to make choices up here. Like I said, I'm going to go with Rory. I personally like to fade the Liv guys in DFS because this is 1 week a year or 4 weeks a year where people get to actually click those Liv names. They're going to be inflated. So I just like to get different and just click them, even though they do make sense. And Bryson is driving the ball to a different dimension right now. He's still long and he's as straight as he's ever been, which is crazy to think about. He uses a crank driver, which is may or may not be illegal after this week because he's the only one in the world that uses it, and it's not crazy.
It's like a zero. It's like 0 degrees too, isn't it? Like
yeah. Explain to the golf casuals what a crank driver is.
Honestly, no one knows except for freaking Bryson. But it has like a bubbled face.
Is it the torpedo map or something?
It's very similar to that. Yes, it has like a bubbled face where it the misses on the heel go more towards the center, and the misses on the toe also go more towards the center. So it changes the spin depending on where you hit the ball, and it's super scientific. It's as Bryson as it gets. So he's found that and dialed it in, and has really driven it as good as he's driven it in his career. He's not quite as long as he was when he won Winged Foot, but he doesn't need to be that long. He's hitting it as straight as he's ever hit it, which is a plus, a massive plus.
And I believe he just won in Korea, if I'm not mistaken. And now he's going to come home to North Carolina and lose to this guy.
Quail man.
Look at this guy.
Man.
We got to put,
what's in his pants?
What's going on?
Are those just his testicles?
I don't want to speak.
It looks like there's underwear and then there's something coming out of it.
No, I'll let Doug identify however he wants, but Quail Man's gimmick was that he wore his underwear over his shorts.
Yeah, it looks like his balls are hanging. I mean, well, either way, that's the size of Rory's testicles right there. Great picture.
Who's your second golfer?
So we want the top of the board to have good vibes, and guess who's won recently after a little bit of a drought? He's also won the PGA Championship. Justin Thomas, 9,900.
Okay.
I looked at his recent history, all in very good form. I heard Dom earlier say form is important. Dom, do you like Justin Thomas?
I always like Justin Thomas, and
nice.
On DraftKings, especially for DFS purposes, it's about as good as a value as you can get. He's playing some of the best golf that we've seen. He was right there last week. He won the Heritage a couple weeks before that. So this is even a spot where if you wanted to start with JT at 9,900, I don't think I could argue it.
Ooh.
I'll say this, full disclosure. I was really trying to get Brooks in my lineup. And so I was toying around with one where Justin was the top of the board. I just didn't love it. Brooks does have the most PGA championships in the field, which is pretty incredible. Dom, what do you think about Justin Thomas?
Or Dom or Matt? Dom gave you his opinion.
Oh, sorry, Matt.
All right, I'll go. Yeah,
I went double Dom.
Yeah, the only kickback I'll give you is I would say the highest percentage of lineups are going to start Rory JT. That's it. But outside of that,
walk the plank for little pitchy
elite
dog.
Form, elite course history. He won the last time this event was at Quail Hollow, and he's playing as good as anyone in the world right now. It's recent form, course history. It makes all the sense in the world. He's hitting it as well as he's ever hit it. But it's just super, super obvious.
Nice. Perfect.
That's Ryan.
Thank you for the compliment.
Ryan, super obvious Kramer.
I did all my own research, as they say. The kids say DYOR, Sean.
All right. My next golfer, he is $8,600 in DFS. I'm probably going to be playing him as an outright. Stay tuned when we talk bets here. He is fourth right now, according to PGAtour.com, as far as driving distance average, clocking 316.1 yards average drive. And He's in decent form as he just won the 2025 Texas Children's Houston Open.
This is
Give
great.
me Min Woo Lee from Australia.
You love
Matt,
Min Woo.
Matt, I saw you nodding your head. Are you a Min Woo Lee believer as well?
So he's your second guy in your lineup. You're going.
Yeah.
That's a
Bryson Min Woo Lee.
I like that. That's very, very, very unique. Min Woo is
Nice.
he fits the bill of driver putter, which is what Rory does well around. But at the core, Rory's driver putter. Min Woo is driver putter. He's a very, very unserious iron player, which will get into trouble at some points. But if it plays difficult, I mean, it's going to play difficult. It's a major championship. He gets the ball up and down at a very, very high rate. He has been having a decent iron season for Min Woo standards. He's finally finding some things. Obviously, he won this year for the first time on the PGA Tour. So I do think that's a really unique and a high ceiling build for sure, but volatile for sure.
Love it.
Wow.
Yeah, come on, Ryan. I'm trying to win $1 million or lose 25.
He's both being very nice to you and complimenting you. In a serious way at the same time.
Well, again, when you have a very unique DFS lineup, it could go both ways. It's like, wow, that's super contrarian.
Look at that ownership.
You're thinking outside the box, or wow, no one would think of that. Possibly because it's a very dumb idea. But
I don't think it's dumb.
No, I
think you skipped a lot. You skipped over Tommy Fleetwood and a lot of other good golfers in the $9,000 range.
That's my mojo. Dom, care to chime in on the Min Woo Lee play?
I'm gonna join the crew of Vikings fans that went after you today, and I'm gonna shoot this one down. The approach hasn't been there since his win. He just hasn't been the same. But second guy in, you're going to be pretty balanced after that. So we'll see where you can go. When we're talking off the tee and driver, though, he's one of the best in the game. So,
yeah.
All right, I'll take that. Even though he mentioned his fellow, I gotta tag Dom into this thread because these Vikings fans. I was
Sophie's choice.
The guy goes, it wasn't a knee surgery, it was his meniscus. I go, what are we even talking about? Your meniscus is in your knee. Why are you guys? I don't think it's crazy to say the Vikings aren't going to win the Super Bowl. I wasn't even shitting on them hard until they started coming after me. It was all because Kay Adams quote tweeted me. Now that was a great honor, but it caught me a lot of heat from these Vikings fans.
Look at you getting quote tweeted by the queen of sexy queens.
A couple media members just chiming in on each other's takes.
Was Kay Adams positive or negative towards you?
Hold on, I got to read it.
Yeah, come on.
Because
it's a big day for you. Kay Adams quote tweeted you.
It is.
You're gonna get invited to a sleepover.
I can't wait to tell my wife, honey. You won't believe it. Who the fuck is Kay Adams? Let's see. Repeating. Oh wait, I got to go to Kay's account. I was looking at my account.
See, I'm sure she's pretty active on social media. So
she is, right?
Probably have to scroll down a bunch through some clips of her looking surprised that sexy athletes talking to her.
It was just basically now I can't find it because it's lost in the thread of all these angry Vikings fans.
That you're sad. I'll find it. We'll get to the bottom of this.
But basically she was just it was something like, hey, the Vikings better win the Super Bowl this year. I'm like, if the Vikings win, it would be historic because they have a guy who played 0 snaps as their starting quarterback. It's not even hating. Kramer, who's your third DFS guy?
So again, I heard at the top that course history is important, and I think our guy Max Homa coming around looked better with the whatever was going on with his caddy change. Looks to be in better form now, and like we were discussing, he's played really well at this course. I believe he finished in the top 15, at the top 20, top 15 at the Masters. So Max Homa 7,600. Now, I'll go to Matt first. Matt, is this a continuation of the chalkiest possible build?
No. Max Homa is not going to be a popular guy here.
Right turn.
But it's definitely I like it. I really do like it because he's finally starting to find things. I don't think he's gonna top 10 like he did at a few spots, top 10 like he's done at Quail here before. But he's finally putting it together. He gained 2.5 strokes off the tee. He gained 2 strokes on approach the week before that. He hasn't done that in a long, long time. And I think his swing's finally coming back. He's made a ton of changes, equipment, swing, coach, caddy. So I do think it's a high ceiling, different build. Especially with how you started, you're going to have to get different. And Max Homa is definitely doing that.
We're going to get silly here in a second. By the way, Sean, I stumbled into a website called Data Golf.
Oh wow!
Oh, yeah.
So you're
no cheating. I didn't. It's not like there's a paywall and everything, but I'm just looking at pictures of beautiful data visualizations.
Oh, Ryan loves a good spreadsheet.
Maybe I'll get this. Will get me hot on golf. Who knows? You know,
Data Golf is a great site. Great resource.
Okay, Dom, Max Homa, yay or nay?
Probably not.
No.
Now, how does it feel, Ryan?
Probably not. That sounds like not a no.
I mean,
probably not.
Happen anytime. He was playing horrible before he actually showed up at Augusta. It's just on DFS. It's almost the price point for me. There's a couple guys around and below him I would probably prefer, but at the same time, he's shown up in majors when you least expect it. And like Matt said, he is turning his game around. So at $7,600,
that wasn't the nicest thing, but it wasn't the meanest either. So
at 70, he just tailed off after at $7,600.
Yeah, you know,
he didn't even give you the courtesy you could do worse, Ryan. He just left you hanging there.
He kind of said I could do better multiple different ways. Which is kind of doing. I did worse. I did worst possible. It sounds like in his world for the 7,000 golfers. Sean,
yes, for me, I'm going to go to a gentleman who has he's won a major before. Hasn't had a ton of. He does have a top 10 so far in 2025. 3 career wins. He's from Denver, Colorado. You like Denver? I do. Great town. He's got 26 total top 10 finishes.
Wow.
He's made a bunch of cuts over the years.
Jumping into the stats over there.
I like to set it up. Give me. I'm not going to bring up that point. Not as favorable, but at $8,500, what do you guys think about Wyndham Clark? Dom, Wyndham Clark, is he going to shock the world here? He won a major before as a huge underdog. Can he make a run here at Quail Hollow?
I was on him last week and he kind of let me down, but you're sticking to the trend of driver heavy guys. Had a T5 at Houston few months back or whatever it was. So yeah, when you're going driver heavy build, you're sticking with the trends, and Wyndham Clark's a good one to go with next.
Sean, you ever know a guy named Wyndham in real life?
No.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Come on, there's no
Wyndham
way.
is definitely a fake name, but Matt, that's a real name. And Matt, it seems like you're on board with the Wyndham Clark selection as well.
I mean, Wyndham Clark, 2024 Wells Fargo champion winner at Quail Hollow. So he's won here before. He knows how to win on this golf course. And like you said, massive driver heavy golf course. This is one for Wyndham. The form has been spotty. And I will say, I saw him last week in Philadelphia. He was really feeling that back. He's had a back injury and it didn't look great, to be honest. And it didn't pan out great in the results. So I'm going to be out there this week. Definitely going to be monitoring Wyndham's injury. So check back on Twitter for the Wyndham report. But he didn't look great last week in terms of the injury.
Oh, definitely. If you can, any videos of him like bending over, we'll see how he's looking. I
he's
know
gonna play through the pain. Come on, it's Wyndham Clark.
As someone who's played golf with a bad back, you can get through the first round. The second round becomes very difficult. And that's why we always see Freddie Couples make it to Friday. Come on.
He did hit the wall there. Thankfully,
don't even bring up memories of what happened to Phil Mickelson and lowest senior.
That was a bad beat.
The Masters.
Ryan, explain to people who may have missed it the Masters bet you had that didn't come through.
It doesn't matter. Obviously, I lost it because Phil Mickelson's bum ass hit it in the water or something like that. I think he hit it in the water down the stretch. It was wild. They all end up missing the cut. Phil would have made the cut, which that was going to be money. Also had low senior. He ends up missing the cut with Bernard Langer, and Bernard Langer has a lower score. So I lose 2 times. Why would you bring that up? That wasn't.
You
that
literally were the one who brought it
no,
up.
I would not to tell a long story about it. It's very
Kramer,
poor
who's your
memory.
next? Who's your
Keegan
next
Bradley,
DFS?
7,200. He's won the PGA Championship before, you know. Yeah, this was more of a. So at this point, I realized I was originally trying to build a lineup with Scotty and Rory. That was actually impossible. But once I got down into this point, I this was actually the last golfer to get on the squad. I had 7,300 left maybe. And when I asked AI earlier in the day, if I was a social media golf content creator, who would I like this week? And it told me I should like Keegan Bradley because of his, and I wrote it down or I copied it. His immense distance.
Why would anyone do that?
His immense distance, and yeah, shout out to the voice from the past, all-time Keegan Bradley,
Huge
stan.
Keegan guy.
So 7,200. Dom, do we like Keegan Bradley this week?
I do, yeah, especially at the price. Across the board, he's been extremely consistent this year. Only missed cut was at the Masters. Before that, I think he hadn't missed a cut in like 15 straight events. So, yeah, top to bottom, Keegan's playing really good golf, and I think $7,200 is a fair price.
Matt?
Yeah, I mean, his PGA Championship was in this area of the country. It was a long time ago. But I don't know how much I love him truly to play well this week. I say for the price to ceiling, it's a great play. But outside of that, I'm probably going to take a backseat to Keegan Bradley. I can tell you this much. He definitely does not have immense distance. He is about average to a little bit above average in terms of distance. But
Right.
fairways and greens, he'll hit them. And if you're looking for a guy who wants it more than anyone, it's Keegan Bradley. So he's going to do everything to make the cut, which you might need come Friday afternoon. Keegan Bradley will probably take a backseat for me.
Yeah, it's not the size of the boat; it's the motion of the ocean when it comes to his swing, Ryan.
That's nothing worse than
He's not a long guy, but don't worry. Not all courses are into length. It's not a big deal.
Guy thought he was packing heat, and he showed up to some pros.
My play is courtesy of our buddies over at Rhythm. Get in over on Rhythm. Get that 7-day free trial. sportsgamepodcast.com/RITHMM. Have a ton of great picks, data, and analysis. It's not cheating, right? When you use Rhythm, the robots are on a heater in MLB, and I'm using them for PGA as well. They like this gentleman to get a top 20 at plus 275. And I like him as well in DFS. He is $8,200. Give me Sunjay M. Matt.
Wow.
Sunjay, is it his course? Do we like this opportunity for Sunjay? How are we feeling?
Yeah, I mean, you play Sunjay on firm and fast Bermuda. He struggles with spin control, meaning he spins the ball back a lot too often. And on a firm golf course, it is raining. I will say that, so it might be super soft. But generally, a firm Quail Hollow is perfect for Sunjay. His caddy Willie Wilcox has been teeing up this spot all year for him. So they're ready to cash a top 5. They're ready to cash a big check. I will say the conditions kind of hurt him in terms of the wetness, but we'll monitor the situation come Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The firmer it gets, the better it is for Sunjay.
Like it, Matt. Are you co-signing the Sunjay M optimism?
I am. I like Sunjay. I like the price.
God damn it.
He can perform well at majors. He can play well on difficult courses. His game's finally turning around, and his last 2 trips to Quail, he was finished in the top 10. So I approve of that one.
Yeah,
I don't like this at all.
Let's fucking
I feel
go.
like I'm starting to wonder if you had some assistance on this lineup build.
Ryan, I sent you a photo. Well, one, I did find the K Adams tweet, but also we have to show anytime we talk about Sunjay M, you have to talk about his awesome vaping.
Oh, the vape god.
Yeah, the vape god. He loves a good vape.
Are you thinking Kiradek? You might be thinking Kiradek.
Yeah,
I was gonna say.
Oh, is that him?
I don't. He's I was. The reason I know this is in my head. I think he's Thai, or he's definitely.
Oh, you're right.
He's not.
Kiradek
Yeah.
For some reason, it comes.
Christ, Sean.
No, it's
now
not
I'm
me.
associated with your horrible.
It's not me. Blame your precious grok.
Well,
because
not my precious.
I googled Sunjay M vaping, and the first photo that shows up.
You know what?
I don't see color, so it doesn't. I can't tell. The difference.
Wow.
But apparently, Yes.
I will say though that speaking of vaping on the course,
Deck is the correct.
There was
guy
that. Thank you again. Thank you to our experts for saving Sean there. But I did the woman golfer who
burns heaters that everyone loves.
Well, because smoking cigarettes is harder, and she wants to quit. So vaping, she could vape anywhere. But smoking cigarettes she felt healthier because she was able to only do it outside.
Wasn't that reminds me of Blaine Gabbert, where was it him that got a Tesla because then that would mean he would go to the gas station less?
Yeah, Blake Bortles. That's Blake Bortles.
Oh, Blake Bortles. Yeah. Blake Bortles. He got a Tesla because he didn't want to go to the gas station every time, because when he went to the gas station, he would end up buying dip. So that was his way of stop dipping, was to get a Tesla. Shout out to Blake Bortles. Don't know why I confuse him with Blaine Gabbert, the Blaine runner. All right, so soon JM is a win. Kramer, you're on the clock. I feel like I'm beating you.
Yeah, I think so. And this one, this was an expected loss. This was going to be my get different, because I believe Aaron Ray maybe not be the best golf course fit. He's also missed some cuts here at this course. But I'm told he strikes the ball very well. How are we feeling about Aaron Ray? I think I'm saying that right. 6,800, Matt.
Yeah, I mean, you want a guy who's going to hit every single fairway and who's generational with long irons. That's Aaron Rai. Also plays well in some difficult weather. So I like Aaron Rai. Great price, high ceiling. He's won on Bermuda before, won in the state of North Carolina before. So I'm down for Aaron Rai.
Nice, Dom.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. He's entered the year in extremely good form. He started a little bit slow, but rounded back into it. He's the 29th ranked golfer in the world. So you're getting him at a pretty good discount considering that. And he's made the cut at each of his last 4 major championships. So
let's go. And the way that you said that, it's like we just had we just did the whiskey tasting episode, Sean. It sounded like an Aaron Rye. You know, like it's got that, you got the woody taste there.
I get a little
some char in the barrel. It's a great Aaron Rye. I like the 6-year-old myself.
6-year-old Aaron Rye.
Yeah.
All right. For me, I'm going to. This is where I'm. Little bargain. Oh no, actually, this is still. I have one super long.
You're still
shot.
in the 8,000s. I'm impressed.
Yeah, well, I did 111.5 and then 8,600, 8,500, 8,200. This gentleman,
very unique build,
comes in at 7,800. I'm pulling up his stats. He's had 5 top 10s in 2025 alone.
Wow.
From Stanford, California, went to Stanford University. Currently 11th in the FedEx Cup rankings. Give me Maverick McNeely.
Great name.
For my DFS. Dom, take it away. Maverick McNeely, smash play.
Yeah, Matt knows my take on Maverick McNeely. You can probably never talk me out of him. Actually, I was talking to Matt of a comp course, TPC Twin Cities, that could play similar to this, and Mav had a pretty good finish last year there as well. So I think I might even be betting him to some extent.
You got to start calling him Mav.
Mav, getting it done. Matt, do you share his love?
I'm usually high on Maverick too. He's coming off of the worst putting performance of his entire career last week, so there's nowhere to go but up. He generally doesn't putt great on Bermuda, but he's gonna putt better than he did last week. He's having a really good season, and he has so much to prove this year. He wants to make the Ryder Cup team, and if he could have a top 5, top 10 on a big boy course like that, he's gonna really show a lot of good things for Captain Keegan. And he has the game. His game is driver putter like Rory's. So he's played well on Rory golf courses in the past, and it makes sense here at Quill.
Damn it, you've had very positive responses.
Oh, come on,
most of your.
I'm going to win $1 million. This would be great if this lineup pulls it in. I mean, I don't have a lot of salary left, but I do have a guy who loves to drop bombs. Kramer,
it's a very unique lineup.
Oh, of course. You can't win playing all chalk. No offense to your lineup.
All right, so I went back to the driving distance here. Again, not a lot of money to spare. I only have $100 on the table left over. 6,200. Another long driver, I believe, top 10, maybe just outside the top 10 in driving on tour. Keith Mitchell. He's got 5 straight top 25, Sean. And again, you keep leaning into the driver. He's got a nice driver. Matt, how do we feel about Keith Mitchell?
Absolutely love Keith Mitchell. He's been
Yes.
prime. He's been 2000s Tiger on Thursdays this season. He's like first round leader every damn week. It feels like, and he falls off. But at $6,200, you don't need it. You need him to make the cut and finish inside the top 15. Keith has played great at Quail Hollow in his career. He's won on Bermuda in his career, and that's his preferred surface. He'll admit that. He's a Georgia guy. So I'm definitely down for Keith Mitchell. He's truly one of the best drivers on tour, and that will definitely make you some hay around Quail.
Finishing strong, Sean. Dom, I assume that you're also glowing on Keith Mitchell.
Yes, he rated out extremely well for me, mainly because of what he's able to do off the tee. He's got 5 straight top 20 finishes on tour, so he's coming in really good form. So I think this is a great price for Keith Mitchell.
Sean,
How much was
the artisanal pick on this card. My brain contributed 2 picks: Rory and Keith Mitchell.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Congrats,
Keith Mitchell
Ryan.
is 6,200.
Congrats. This gentleman, we talk about how distance matters, length matters. Even though Ryan,
not like that short-dicked golfer Keegan Bradley.
This guy, second in the entire PGA Tour in driving distance.
Wow.
He is. I'm guessing he's of some Nordic descent.
Oh yeah, Norway.
No, Denmark.
Denmark. Yes, that's what I meant.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Is Denmark considered Nordic? I don't think
Hell
so.
yeah.
No, it's
Hell
It
yes.
is?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
okay.
Is it? Okay.
100%, 100%.
I always knew it as Sweden, Finland, and Norway, or the Nordic countries, but maybe Denmark is. I'll trust Matt.
Well, Matt
was
said
very
it is. Now
emphatic. I honestly don't know, but I do know this gentleman is a steal at 5,400, including 2 top 10 so far.
I love
Second
this pick.
in
I love
PGA
this pick.
driver.
Nicholas Norgaard.
Yes, let's go. Thank you for pronouncing that. Much harder than Dom's last name. Matt.
Hold on real quick. Denmark, Finland, Iceland, Norway, and Sweden.
Oh, great.
Are the Nordic countries.
I would have not guessed Denmark. But
or Iceland, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't think Iceland makes sense.
Kind of far away.
Yeah. I don't know.
Matt,
Matt,
flatten the map. It's hard to
Matt,
read.
why do we like Norgaard?
I mean, as Dom knows, I'm as high on the Nordic golfers as anyone in the world. I talk about them every single week. I rave about their ability to play golf all year round when it's snowing on the ground, and they somehow do it. Nick Norgaard is a top 5-10 driver of the golf ball in this field. Made his way on the PGA Tour by way of the DP World Tour last year. Drives the ball on an absolute shrink, can keep up with Rory. And if he's doing anything else well, if he's hitting fairways, he will make the cut. He's been playing really good. He finished, I believe, 3rd or 4th last week in Myrtle Beach, and then he was in the mix the week before at whatever event it was the week before. So Norgaard is playing really damn good golf. I'm super high on him.
Matt,
damn.
I assume you can't deny that passion that Matt had for Nicholas Norgaard, can you?
Yeah, he's on my season-long team, so I've been in on Norgaard the entire year. Matt knows that. Like he said, T5 finished at Myrtle last week. Off the tee is there. If anything else is there, he should be fine.
Nick Norgaard can win this week. This is a
let's go, baby.
Whoa.
No, he can't win.
So on top of those 5 sovereign countries, Sean, it also includes the Faroe Islands and Greenland. Which is, I didn't realize Greenland was considered to be an autonomous territory. All sorts of interesting stuff going on.
So Kramer, I mean, the Nicholas Norgaard off the top ropes. I mean, people are going to be talking about that for a long time.
Well, all right, so you got to bet on him now, right?
Oh, 100%. And we will get to our bets, of course. If you want to get down on some action, head over to mybookie.ag. Use the promo code SGPN. Get you 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions do apply on the deposit match. Get in over at MyBookie if you haven't signed up already. What are you waiting for? And also Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. Circa is just an awesome hang, awesome destination. I was hung out with Matt when Matt was out in Vegas. Hung out at the Circa Sportsbook was
in our office.
Yeah, the Beeson studio.
Well, no, the
Circa,
Sportsbook.
Yes. Great Sportsbook, and the prize you can win. One, it's free to enter. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Circa. Get your entry in now. 2 nights stay for you and 11 friends. If you got 12 people in your league, All 12 people should be entered in this contest. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/circa. But you get $5,000 food and beverage credit at the Cabana, $500 beverage credit at the Sportsbook, 2-hour open bar package at the Overhang Bar, and a limo trip and the Legacy Club. I've done all this stuff, Ryan, over at Circa. It's all awesome. And again, enter for free. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA.
What's one thing you wouldn't think that someone would need to be told to do at the Circa that they should do? Mine's easy.
Okay.
Because most dudes who are going down to watch sports would not think to go check out Legacy Club.
Yes. 100%. Definitely check out Legacy Club. It's on the roof. You take an elevator up there. It's amazing views. And I know what you're thinking, like, oh, I'm not a club guy.
No, I'm not 100%.
Kramer's not either.
Definitely not.
No, you wear something relatively nice. You go up there. The views are awesome. You can smoke stogies in the bar. They have a huge collection of like awesome whiskeys. Legacy Club is really, and it's not your like traditional girls like dancing with bottle service. It's chill. It's relaxed.
And just a sick view of Vegas.
Yeah.
Like a view that you can't get anywhere else outside of a helicopter.
No, it is. It's a great time. We talked a bunch. We gave you what we like here via DFS. But what about you, gents? We'll start with you, Mac. Obviously, if everyone wants all the picks, they subscribe to the Golf Gambling Podcast. But why don't you give away a couple nibbles, couple things, maybe golfers that you are going to be getting down on this week?
Yeah, I guess I'll start in like the top 20 market, the positional market. I want to take a stab on Dean Burmester, top 20, around 3.5 to 1, 4 to 1, depending where you're shopping. He's on the Live Tour right now, but he is truly a top 5 driver of the golf ball in this field, both long and straight. He's a South African guy. He recently won at Trump Doral down in Miami, which is another long and difficult Bermuda golf course. Checks a lot of boxes in terms of Quail Hollow. So Dean's been playing well. He's been driving it well, which is what he needs to do, and it's just a perfect setup for him.
Like it. Dom, what about you? What's obviously everyone's going to check out the PGA preview over on the Golf Gambling Podcast, but why don't you give them a couple teases here of what they can expect and maybe some early plays you like?
Yeah, I'll go to the top 20 market as well with Tony Finau. He cashed it last week for me on the show. This week he's plus 320. Another guy who is known for his off the tee game. I think it's a pretty good value. I mentioned the comp course, one that he owns, TPC Twin Cities. So Tony Finau's 110 to 1 in the outright market, and you get him plus 320 for a top 20.
See, this is what happens. I'm just going to make one bet. And then it's just like, well, I almost had Tony Finau in my lineup. Like that's making a lot of sense. That fucking affirmation bias.
Confirmation. Isn't it?
Confirmation bias? Yeah. Affirmation bias?
Confirmation, because you hear something and you're like, oh, that was in the back of my head. Oh, yeah, he likes it too.
Isn't that being affirmed, though? The same
I've
thing?
never heard of affirmation bias, but maybe you're right.
All right, we need more picks. Matt, give us something else. I like this.
First round leader.
I like this. It's getting my juices flowing.
We like a first round leader. Do you guys, Matt, you got any first round leader stuff you like?
All right, I'll touch on this in terms of first round leader and outrights. I don't really believe in first round leaders. I don't think they make sense to actually tout with any real reason because they're just so random. But Colin Morikawa is a guy that I kind of like to play well this week in the outright market, in whatever market you're kind of looking for. And this is a week that everyone's kind of forgetting about Colin Morikawa. If fairways become difficult to hit by any means, Colin's floor is going to significantly rise. He's going to hit a ton of fairways, and he's as good as anyone in the world with a long iron in his hand. And he's played great in majors of late in his career. He's won PGA championships before. So Colin Morikawa has been a chalky pick over the last month and a half, but some recent iffy plays shaking that off. So I think this is a good time to buy Colin.
I like how Matt said no first round leaders. I was having a similar thought.
But here's what I like, and that's I appreciate.
Well, he says he likes Colin.
I'm just saying.
I like that he's confirming my thoughts that I shouldn't do any stupid first round leaders.
Matt, do you do any? What's the dumbest bet you're gonna make on the PGA Championship? Let's go there. Maybe it's a first round leader. Maybe it's a prop. Yeah, give us your dumbest bet, and then we'll go to Dom for his dumbest.
Personally, I only bet outrights. I live and die in the outright market. I try to set it up for like 7 to 10x ROI.
Yeah.
And I just live in the outright. I have to hit one every 2 months to make profit on the year. It's the only sport where you can win 1% of your bets and be profitable for the entire year. So that's what I live and die with.
So, and it sounds like your longest one's going to be Norgaard, probably.
Well, I don't even know what his outright number is. I don't know if I'll get to him in the outright market, but I think he's a great DFS play. And
I saw him the place
300 to 1,
and
I'm sure you can find it longer too, maybe.
No, because
shit.
the article I was reading, and I think it was from SI. A shout out to I think it was Ian McMillan. It was the one that, like, I was reading his stuff, and I think he was on Norgaard, and he had it at 500 to 1. So definitely going to be shopping around on that. Matt, do you have a dumb bet for the PGA Championship?
Dom.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Dom. I just said.
You double matted. I double dommed earlier.
I don't have a dumb bet, but Matt knows I will probably do like a Thurston Lawrence top 40, who's one of the worst golfers in the world. Just because I've been riding him the entire year. What's that?
Why are you doing that? What's the appeal there?
He's locked into every major. He entered the year like 40th in the world and has just failed to make almost any cut.
All right. I like that.
But he was fourth at the Open Championship last year.
Yeah, who could forget he won the Open last year, so that's a plus.
Do you like anyone, Dom, for first round leader?
I don't usually bet it either, but I'm gonna throw out there Hideki Matsuyama. I don't know if either of you saw the video, but he was quite literally the only one out there in the pouring rain putting today. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I do like the way Hideki sets up regardless. So why not just throw him as first round leader?
Great.
Neither Kramer or I had him on our lineup, but we have to talk about Scotty Scheffler, his return to Quail Hollow. Matt, is that going to be in his head? I see people making a lot of jokes about him only Ubering to Quail Hollow. Do you like Scotty at all this week? I feel like we have to talk about him.
Well, actually, the thing is he's never played Quail Hollow. That's the big rationale around Scotty is he's never played this course before, which is a weird thing because he's had many chances to play this every single year, and he always skips it. He skipped a big event last week to, I really think, mentally physically prepare for this week because it's clear he does not like Quail Hollow. He's never played a stroke play event here, only the President's Cup.
Is he scared? That's interesting.
It's in his head.
I feel great about leaving him off my DFS line.
Dom, what's your take on Scotty?
Yeah, I feel like he's definitely getting overlooked. I mean, people don't like to bet an outright that short to begin with, but Rory and Bryson are kind of taking this week by storm, which kind of makes me feel like Scotty's going to be the one. But when it comes, like I said, with the DraftKings pricing, it's really hard to get to him. But it would be a way to differentiate your lineup, that's for sure. He's just
there's no reason at all he cannot play well here. He's going to hit every single fairway, and he's the best long iron player in the world. Like, it's freaking Scotty Scheffler. He just doesn't play this event, which is weird. Hot take. Good at golf.
Yeah, very, very hot take. Is there and before we give out our plays, and of course everyone subscribe to Golf Gambling Podcast, Matt and Dom, getting you ready for the PGA. Is there a golfer that you feel like we have to toss out or that we haven't mentioned that maybe we should talk about? Obviously you guys probably hit on more stuff, but we'll start with you, Matt. Is there anyone we're missing that's worth mentioning?
I mean, I think you guys did a really good job. I'll touch on Ludwig because he's probably a name that people want to hear. Yeah. The young stud Ludwig. I'm personally really worried about him. He's a top driver in the game, but the iron play has been so bad in terms of the wedges, long irons. He won at Torrey Pines, which is a long iron driven golf course, and he's going to get a lot of them here, but I really do not trust him at all. So I know we didn't touch on him at all, but he's a guy that people definitely care about. So I'm worried about Ludwig, kind of situation to monitor. I'm going to be not playing him this week.
Dom, any guys you want to toss out that we didn't hit on?
Yeah, there's one guy. So I always like betting the top 40 market. I like to go to even money and then go a little bit higher from there. So I'm going to throw out another live guy, David Puig, plus 200 for a top 40. He's only 23 years old. Opened the year with back-to-back top 5 finishes on the DP World Tour. He's currently 7th in the Live standings. All 7 events that he's played on Live were top 20 finishes. 4th in driving distance, 3rd in scrambling. 2 things that we said are going to be key this week. So David Puig plus 200 for a top 40 finish this week.
All right, Kramer, let's do it. Let's give out our best bets for the PGA Championship. Do you want to go first, Ryan?
I was just looking into to double check that Michael Block qualified for this year's event.
Okay.
He did qualify.
All right.
If you wanted to bet, he's also a 500 to 1 guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who can remember? I mean, he had a nice run 2 years ago. I was trying to see what he's been up to since, which is absolutely nothing. All right, here's what we're doing.
Let's go.
So Keith Mitchell has been hot in the first round. I wasn't going to do a first round leader, but I think I'm going to do a Keith Mitchell first round leader.
Okay.
1 bet. Rory win the whole thing. That's it. NFL side on Rory.
What's that parlay? What would that parlay be? Can you parlay those two?
Damn it. All right. I don't think I can parlay first round leaders with tournament leader, but that I'm going to see
find a book that does that.
So
someone should offer.
All right. So let's just say, what's the best we can do for Rory? 450, 5 to 1, something like that.
Probably in Keith first round leader, probably around like 80, 90.
Yeah. So I'm seeing 85 to 1 and 450. So I can tell you roughly what that would pay, Sean.
I mean, if you're doing that every single week this year, if you're doing Keith first round leader, Rory win every week this year, I think you're retiring because that might or may not have happened twice this year.
I was going to say,
oh, you may have missed your window, Ryan.
All right. Well, I'm not I will now that it's been spoken, I have to find a way to parlay this, and those are going to be that's it, Sean.
Okay.
So but we're gonna make the bet on Rory large enough for me to really be upset when he loses.
Okay, Kramer.
And I might have to sprinkle Justin Thomas, but check back with me on Wednesday. I might be also betting Tom. Well, we'll see.
Just in case.
And anyone else in my DFS lineup might end up in my betting pocket, but right now it's just Rory and.
All right, for
Keith
me.
Mitchell.
My big play that Rhythm likes that I like.
Whoa.
Sunjay M top 20. Shop it around, but I'm seeing plus 275. That is my
guy?
No, he might vape, but he is not the vape god, which I blame Google.
He's Korean. I'm sure he does cigarettes.
I'm not going to speak for him, but yeah, like come on,
you can still smoke cigarettes inside in K-Town.
Yeah,
in LA,
it is.
They're cool with cigarettes.
They love a good smoke.
Yeah.
I will play 2 first round leaders. Give me Hideki Matsuyama. I enjoyed Dom's take on Hideki out there in the rain, playing through pain at 50 to 1. I'm seeing, and then Bryson winning the first round and then somehow cracking under the pressure because as we know, Liv only plays three rounds. I could see something like that happening for Bryson. So Bryson first round leader 20 to 1, Hideki first round leader 50 to 1, and then my dart throws. Get the laser ready. Minwoo Lee 90 to 1 and Nicholas Norgaard because we talked about it. We gotta have.
I have to bet that.
We gotta have him at 300 to 1, Ryan. You're gonna feel dumb if Norgaard comes home and you don't have a taste.
Matt was visibly giddy.
He got excited.
That was
I love the Nordics. Exciting. I really do love the Nordics.
And he knew that Denmark was part of Norway. So.
Is there a more leading Nordic golf expert? I mean, you could be cornering a market on something, Matt.
Well, I'll tell you, on the other network I work for, we have a thing called the Viking Cup, where we want all the Nordic golfers to secede from the Ryder Cup and start their own team because there's so many of them.
Yeah, why don't they have a team? Why is it? Come on.
Yeah, it shouldn't just be 2 teams.
Well, in hockey, they did the 4 nations, right?
Come on, and it crushed. Everyone loved it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you imagine golf team format with countries where it's like 4 or even more.
Yeah, the Nordic countries could get together, maybe like Spain and a couple other.
You have the Ryder Cup, you have the President's Cup, which is like all the international. You have obviously America, and then you have the Nordics. That's all you need.
Chop it up like FIFA does. You got enough Australians and South Africans. You can throw them and like Southeast Asia. You can throw them in a group. Figure it out, guys.
I need to talk to someone to make this real because this has been a dream of mine for the last year and a half.
It was at Quail Hollow where things got rowdy. That was where the last was it the President's Cup was? Yeah, things got rowdy. I was watching the clips of Tom Kim. Yeah, that was awesome. By the way, the golf announcers were so shocked. They're like, "Oh my goodness, he's gonna let them cheer through his swing. This is unreal, guys. It's happening."
Japan in the chat wants to know Harris English outright winner at 220-1. Dom,
I saw Harris English in the gym this morning.
Oh really?
Wow,
Did you?
Nice flex.
So Matt is on location. What was Harris English putting up in the gym?
Resistance bands, as any golfer would.
He's not like working some biceps and tries.
350.
Him squatting like 600 pounds would be pretty funny to walk in on.
That's actually a great idea for a golfer. Just like bring out like one of those like Nick Chubb or Saquon. Just recreate one of those type squat videos
where he's like
where all the other golfers get
the whole team's going nuts. Like Harris English squatted 500.
But it's Bryson.
For Japan, who's a loyal viewer there. Any chance, Matt, that Harris English gets home?
Dom, you go take this one.
No, I'm gonna say no.
All right, lock it up. Sorry, Japan.
Just rip a dab.
Yeah, come on, get on the Norgaard train. We are Norgaard fans.
And the Nordic countries were big on the hallucinogens. So,
okay.
Yeah. Well, we also another reason to be into that kind of shit.
Well, big thanks to our host of the Golf Gambling Podcast. You can follow them on X at Golf Gambling Pod. You can follow Dom Cintorino over on X as well at Dom Cintro or Cinto _11, and make sure to subscribe to the Golf Gambling Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Matt, I know you do a ton of stuff, boots on the ground. So follow Matt as well on X at Matt _Gannon _ does a ton of other stuff outside of what he does for us. So make sure you check him out. Bunch of cool course previews and kind of live reporting from the PGA Championship. Kramer, what do we got coming up? We got UFL. What else?
People want the UFL so badly. We said, why not? Let's do it a day early this week. Tuesday night UFL. Wednesday we got the Preakness. Thursday we got schedule reaction from the National Football League. Talk some game of the years. And maybe have some Viking fans trying to cut your head off or whatever.
While in the show, he was.
It's still going, huh?
Yeah. This guy's comparing JJ McCarthy to Jaden Daniels, and he had a worse team around him compared to the 25-26 Vikings roster and less experience.
He's making a lot of good
circling back
points
on what you said before. We've talked plenty about the injury and how it's not a big deal.
I'm joining this thread.
Not saying JJ will be Hall of Fame, but the Vikings can win with him.
I might have to get involved.
Sorry, Dom. This Vikings thread is turning me against the Vikings fans.
I try to disassociate myself because there are certain
as an
places
Eagles
in
fan,
Viking Twitter that can take you there.
As an Eagles fan, I know that not all the fans out there represent me and my fandom. But of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
Sean, excuse me. Congratulations to the Dallas Mavericks for winning the 2025 NBA lottery.
Kramer, let it ride.